Foxxjazell, welcome to Pride Radio Denmark.
Thank you. I'm very privileged to be here.
Fox, you are a rap artist.
Yes.
And you are a special rap artist. You write that on your website. You say for your people. Now, who is your people?
Transgender, gay, lesbian, bisexual, queer, youth, questioning, anything that falls in that category.
You yourself, you're transsexual?
Yes.
And how is it being out and being an artist as a transsexual?
Well, you know, it's been kind of difficult because overall, the hip hop community itself is not very welcome to females, and it's not a secret that the hip hop community is very homophobic. So it's been a struggle, but you know, and altogether it's been an adventure.
Your music is not really TG oriented. I mean, your lyrics are more like for everybody, right?
Yeah, they're very universal.
You use Tory Fix as a producer, right?
He's one of my producers that I use.
But how is it for you to find producers and find time and do your work as an out TG artist? Is it easy finding people working with, or is it difficult? Do you find some challenges?
No, well, it's a little bit of both. I mean, it can be easy because of the fact that, you know, anyone will take your money to, you know, produce a track. But then it can be hard, based on the fact that, you know, finding a really good producer, you have to have a really good creative connection with them. And if that creative connection is not existent, then, you know, you're not going to make good music together.
When and how did you discover and come to terms with being a TG, being transsexual?
Well, I would say around the age of 14. That was when it was more evident. At the age of 10, I came out to my parents and I said I was gay. And then later on, towards the age of 16, I had to come out and say that, you know, hey, scratch that, I'm not gay, I'm actually a woman, I'm transgender. So I think that's when I kind of came to terms with accepting of me being transgender.
But how did your family react?
At first they were, you know, a little bit shocked. A lot of my family members, they still kind of, you know, find it kind of hard to basically, you know, accept that fact, you know, that I'm no longer their little boy, but, you know, their girl. So, yeah. But it's slowly coming about. To say overall, I do have a supportive family. Now,
being out as a TG artist, does that change anything for you, do you think?
No, I mean, it definitely helps me be free about what I write about, because that means that nothing else is just basically, nothing else is off limits. And opposed to if I was like a stealth artist, or if I was an artist that was, you know, in the closet, I would not be able to talk about certain things.
You do tours like the homorevolution. How is it being part of the homorevolution and other kind of touring groups like that?
Oh, it's been amazing. The homorevolution tour has been very beneficial to my career, and been a part of other tours and other little things like one on the Tyra show. It's been very, you know, very, I say, helpful to my career because it's helped me be exposed to, you know, an audience that may or may not have been exposed to me in any other venue.
Where will your career take you in about a year from now?
Well, I definitely want to have my first album out, and I have a couple of videos out. I want to be working on my first individual tour.
Is it all going to be rap, or is it going to be slightly poppy as well?
It's going to be a little bit of both because my music is considered hip-hop.
On your website, you say that you are not the best.
Yes, I do say that.
Who should be better than you?
As far as female artists or as far as male artists?
Well, as far as female artists.
I would probably say the greats, MC Light, Salt and Pepper, you know, Lil' Kim. They really definitely have real ill lyrical flow.
What does it need for you to get up there?
Well, I definitely need more exposure, and that's going to take more cooperation from venues like MTV, MTV2, and BET. So that's what I think I need. I definitely need more exposure. I would have said a year ago that I need the backing of a major label, but I don't really feel that's necessary. I do feel that I need the backing of, major distribution.
But not the label, then?
No, not the label, because, the labels are not at a great time right now in music, and, they're dropping more artists than signing artists.
So in a year time, we will see Foxxjazell with a new album, with a first album out, and hopefully all over the music channels.
Yes, I'm putting that energy out there.
Oh, that's going to be fantastic. I know that you went on the Tyra Banks show.
Yeah, it was the Tyra Banks show.
How was that?
It was amazing because of the fact that there was something that was not planned. It was something that just had happened random. Like, my manager called and said, well, how would you like to go on the Tyra Banks show and talk about the politics of homo hip-hop? And, Tyra was amazing. She's extremely gay/trans friendly and very beautiful in person. So that was really good that she allowed us to have a venue to display our music at. What
kind of advice would you give any young male or female transsexual out there sitting thinking, hey, I want to be just like Foxxjazell, just like her, being an artist, being out, and I'm transsexual, so what kind of advice would you give them?
What I would just basically say is that at this point in time, don't get discouraged because the music is not in a great place right now. As I said before, they're dropping more artists than signing more artists. I would say go independent. If you have the network and the funds to basically do it on your own, that's the best way to do it because you can't sit around and wait for other people to take an interest in you when that may or may not happen.
Does that mean that, for example, if Universal Records call you up in 5 minutes and say, Foxxjazell, we're going to sign you and we're going to give you millions and millions of dollars, but you will have to keep your trap shut, not telling people that you're transsexual, would you do that?
No, I wouldn't be able to do that. Not at all.
Yeah, I remember to this day, I stepped up to you and tried to kick my plate. You took me, dissed me, and walked away. Now you're fronting, pretending like it's okay.